Hey everyone, welcome back to Engines and Unfinished Business. In these next few videos, I'm going to attempt to answer a question that has been plaguing scientists for thousands of years. Is it possible to dismantle a bike, such as this one, using only the tools that it came with? You've probably got a couple of questions. First being, why? Well, plan this bike was always to strip it down, rebuild it a little bit differently, clean a few things up along the way. I thought it'd be quite fun just to see if it's possible to do it only with a toolkit. But also in this new setup in the house, most of my tools are way over there in the garage with Misty, and I'm too lazy to keep walking back and forwards. You probably want to know what tools we're using. We've got a 24mm ring spanner and open-ended spanners in 8, 10, 12, 14 and 17mm. We have a pin spanner, a spark plug wrench, a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver, and a pair of pliers. But according to the owner's manual, we were missing a 12mm ring spanner and a 5mm Allen key. Much better. My little attempt at stop motion here was inspired by the YouTube channel Soup Classic Motoring, which I strongly recommend you check out if you want to see some actually good stop motion, along with some amazing restoration videos narrated by the guy with the most soothing voice you'll ever hear. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. So because I'd like this to be as if the bike was brand new, I'm also allowing a few extra tools. We've got some penetrating spray, a blowtorch to provide fire, and a strong cup of tea, no sugar. And there's one other tool we'll need, the key, because without it, I can't remove the seat. Let's get going. So I've got a very crusty old 10mm spanner that could really do with being a socket. I am just about able to get these bolts out. There we go, got it all. Okay, 3 bolts down, probably a whole lot left. So I probably should have said that I do actually have a plan of attack, and that is to start from like the top down, because, you know, I'm only using the tools it came with. I can't use anything to hold the bike up while I get the engine out, the wheels off, so I get most of the weight off the top beforehand. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. There we go. That shit was tight. This bike was previously owned by a Mercedes mechanic, and every single bolt I've ever taken off has anti-seize on it, so that bodes well for this challenge. Oh, bloody hell. There we go. So far so good. Thing is, I think this is only remotely possible because this is an older bike. The motorbike we had before was a 2009 BMW. It literally came with 4 screwdrivers. That was it. Let's see about getting some of this bodywork off. Seems like this panel here needs to come off first. And then I think it just clips into the other panels. There. Hey, I was right. Now, even though I'm probably not going to be using any of this bodywork again, I'm just going to keep the bolts where they came from for now. Always a good idea. Oh, that's not an Allen key, that's a screwdriver. Well, didn't take very long, but I am officially stuck. Well, kind of stuck. I want to take these last little bits of bodywork off, and Honda, in their infinite wisdom, decided to bolt it on with this bolt here, which also holds the suspension to the frame and is, as I predicted, in a well, so at least I was right. I've had a couple of goes with the open-ended wrench I've got, and it's just ruining the bolt. I need a socket to get on that. It's not the end though. I'm going to just carry on with the tools I have, because the challenge was to see how far I can get, and I can keep going on other parts of the bike. But I already know at this point that the challenge has failed because of this bolt here. So I'll see what else can get done in the meantime. So next up is this plate that holds the lock for the seat. Ah, so it's a cable operated locking thing. That's pretty cool. That was suspiciously loose. There we go. Let's get these wing mirrors off. Why do the mirrors rattle so much? Unless...
They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat. When I play the maracas, I go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom.
Well, that'll get a copyright claim, but totally worth it. Anyway, next I decided to tackle the headlight and quickly ruin 2 out of the 3 screws. So far, I've been unable to get this screw out, and to be honest, I don't think a better screwdriver would even help. So I'm going to have a go with these pliers. Yes! It is turning. Okay. Yes! Haha! Okay. This seems kind of unusual to me, but the whole wiring loom for this bike seems to go in and out of this light. And I'm guessing it's just to keep the water off these connectors back here. Got me a label maker for Christmas, it's fucking awesome. So I've split up most of these and labelled the ones I've split. I'm hoping that's enough that I can just start feeding them through and out. Ta-da! Sticking with the lights, I then went round to the back of the bike and took off the rear light, secretly hoping I'd find another way of removing the rear bodywork. All I found was disappointment. Next up came the petrol tank, which should have been a simple job as it's only held in by one bolt. Unfortunately, the position of this bolt and my very restricted toolset meant I could only turn it a couple of degrees at a time. Once the bolt was finally out, it was just a case of unplugging the fuel line, a vacuum line and a couple of breather hoses, and then I could just unclip the tank from the frame. So I think this is a pretty good place to stop for now. Got a fair bit done. Next time, just going to carry on probably focusing on this kind of area here with the wiring loom and the airbox and other stuff like that. As always, thank you to our Patriners who got this video a day early, and your names will appear somewhere. If you'd like to help support our little channel, there's a link in the description below me. And we shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. In these few videos, I'm going to attempt to answer a question that has been buggering.